Hands on helmet. 10 seconds.
Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
We're all about cross-country racing, and usually it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands on helmet.
Yay! We're back.
I thought we were in trouble, bud.
Oh, we were experiencing some difficulties, shaking off a little rough.
I couldn't see the video.
Oh.
It never played at all for me. So
Okay.
Your pretty little face came on there. It scared me.
Oh, my.
I felt like Adam McGill. Oh, you scared me.
Oh. All righty. Well, what has been going on?
It's been sitting back, relaxing, put my feet up, chilling. How about
I'm sure you have. If I have a couple free moments here and there, it's been great. But we're all moved in. Yeah, we're great. My makeshift going to be the podcast room for a couple weeks until my office is complete, and then we'll move down there in the dungeon again.
So do you have a shirt for us?
I don't today.
You don't. I thought
no,
maybe
actually,
that in.
I had to have something going on. I got a little drywall dust on me, so I had to quickly do a wardrobe change before we came on. So
nice, man. It's been a while.
It has been, and I know some people thought we were done and we weren't doing it anymore. Just I needed the time off. We were not only going through a move, but it's kind of like a remodel at the same time because the new place wasn't what we wanted exactly. So I'm pretty handy. Can do frame to drywall to paint, so electrical and plumbing in between. So I have to get her about 75% done with this house, and then we'll get to relax.
Very nice. I wouldn't ever count on relaxing though, Chris.
No, I've got the projects still. Yeah, we've got race season right around the corner. I don't even want to say, we'll release it today. We're round 1 is at, but we are starting early this year. So
are we?
I think we are.
About a week earlier than last year.
Yeah, it's still early.
It's still early.
We'll be here right around the corner.
It's kind of like getting ready for the races, and I always ask you if you're ready, and you said you're early. It's typically what you always say when I ask you if you're ready. So
yeah. Oh. Now we got wrestling. I don't what. Got to see you. What was it? A week and a half ago, down in Simpson.
Did go check out.
Yeah, got to see Wartburg up close, taking on Simpson.
Is that who they're? I couldn't remember who they were even wrestling. No, I knew it didn't last.
I need to go put on my Simpson gear for you, so you'll know.
Boy, I hope not.
I know.
It's not Halloween.
I know it's been a very, very quick turnaround. Been busy with colleges as well. I think we've committed to Simpson, so we'll see. Proud moment. So
yeah, heck yeah. It's a tough one to find the right home.
Yeah, it is.
So
Oh, but we
Yes.
got some exciting news going on. Man, a lot to share.
You know, we got a lot of news all at once. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Not just for this year either. We're looking at tracks for next year. We got another potential one now. So we got at least 2, maybe 3 still to go look at.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, it's very nice. So yeah.
I know you're putting plug. You've been out there looking. Did some track. You're at the track last weekend.
Oh. Yep. Everything went. It was an eye opener. Some of the stuff I didn't think it wasn't what I thought it was. Some of the stuff was better. It's yeah. I think it's going to be a really good one though. I'm excited. Real excited.
Good.
So heck yeah.
I know. So what happened? We got some bad news. We thought we were all ready to go. We're going to have another nice candlelight dinner, possibly at the banquet this year. And what happened? Let's
Well,
right into that.
So we had been working with them guys for some time on the banquet. And then, of course, you know, some things just weren't adding up. And I'm being nice. I know they had, you know, a lot of people down there had no idea what was going on, you know, but it just wasn't adding up. And so Trace and I had actually started looking at a couple other places. And yeah, thank God we had kind of decided on another place. I definitely appreciate everybody calling. They announced that all of a sudden they were closing. I don't think it's been confirmed yet if they're closing for good yet, or until they find more a different management, or if it's just for the winter. My guess, I would think, would probably be just for the winter. You know, they've done that the last couple of years, and then this management group that was in there, I think they only lasted about a year, and yeah, didn't work out. But we've seen it. There's been a couple things, you know, in the last couple of years in banquets that didn't add up. You know, a couple things we just kind of let slide, and then all of a sudden this happens, and we got a phone call literally like 2 hours before the public found out. So it's like, yep, we got to scramble real quick and get things confirmed on the other location. So I will tell you, Chris, in case you are interested and ever need to do this, it is like pulling teeth trying to find a banquet hall. You know, we asked for 3 things. We've got to have a banquet hall big enough to hold everybody. We expect about 400 this year. We need a pool for the kids, and then we need hotel rooms. That's like the must. You know what I mean? And to find those 3, if they don't want like an arm and a leg, of course, everything's going up. We know that, but it's just crazy how expensive some of that stuff is. And maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know, but it was very hard to find another one that we could get down into the price range to feel comfortable, you know, advertising or telling people. There were some of them that were like $99 a plate, you know, and it's like, we just can't do this, you know? So it was pretty tough. But yeah, got everything done. Trace actually went and looked at it to make sure everything was kosher from what we'd seen before and stuff. And sounds like, yeah, after she looked at it, and they're working with us really good. And I'm actually pretty excited about it. So
where's the new location?
This is going to be at Lakeside Casino in Osceola. So, you know,
we're still doing it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope. January 31st, still the same date. That was pretty critical because we told a lot of people were needing to get time off, you know, in advance. So we stuck with that date. So they accommodated us pretty darn good on that. So appreciate that. But so yeah, we're going to be at I guess they still call it the boat is where the casino part of it is, but very nice place, good food. The casino's there. It's a lot different than the last casino that we did. We actually, if you remember, Chris, we did one or two at this place before. So,
yep.
Then we'd gotten into Honey Creek, so we went down there to change it up. But the issue that we have in a lot of the places, like we've done at Meskwaki before, it's a really neat place. But if you remember, the hotel and where they used to have a pool, we found out they filled their pool in over COVID. So they no longer have a pool. But in order to get the kids from the banquet hall to the hotel, adults got to walk them, escort them through the casino. So, and that was a pretty big pain in the butt, so some of those places just didn't work. And some of the places that we found, there was some of our writers had reached out and suggested some places. Unfortunately, most of those places were what we considered a little too far north for everybody. We tried to stay in the Des Moines area or south. We wanted to look at Waterloo, but that one didn't work out either. So it's tough. We thought we had a home at Honey Creek, and so it is what it is, but we made it work. And I think this one's going to be just fine. They're really working with us good. So we're pretty excited about it. Of course, everything's up this year, prices, food, everything, but hotel rooms are about $50 cheaper than they are at Honey Creek. So that helps out a lot. And I think for the most part, it's pretty convenient. We have two landowners, Chris, within 15, 20 miles from it. So
yeah,
that makes it nice.
And that's, my home during those races as well. I stay at the casino.
Have you had any luck?
We won't talk about that. Made a couple donations.
So yeah, we've got everything all worked out. Menu, everything. Yeah, we're ready to go. See what time I kind of got off of there, but what time does that start? I think remember
happy hour check-in is at 2:30. 3 p.m. we'll start the silent auction. 4 p.m. is when we will start the kids awards. 5:30 we'll take a break. We're right around there for dinner. We'll pick things back up at 6:30 with the adult awards. And then hopefully you'll be done talking by 9 o'clock or so. 9 until
o'clock.
What? Yeah.
So my goal is to have us out of there by 8:30.
Ooh, we need to make a bet here on the podcast whether or not you'll be done at 8:30.
Is this an over under?
Yeah. Kinder time.
Oh,
all right. So 9 to 11 after the banquet, we'll have karaoke music in the banquet room.
Yes.
11:15 for those who are drinking adult beverages. The banquet will stop serving at 11:15. Yeah, so pretty well planned.
And if I remember right, there will be a bar open the whole time of the banquet right there. I think it's either in the room or just outside the room. I can't remember which. I think it's just inside.
Yep. Also, pool is going to be open from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's no lifeguards, so adult supervision is required.
Now that I'll warn everybody, we did our best to try to accommodate. it may sound fun. I was talking with my daughter the other day about this, and it's like, I got to have a pool, you know, it's
Mhm.
not something, you know, most people are probably going to worry about, but I said, we need something for the kids, you know, and it's just tough because they had such a cool place down there at the water park. And there's just nothing else like that really around here going still. So the pool's not near as big as the other one, but at least we have a pool area and hot tub and, you know, and all that stuff for them to still enjoy. So I think it'll be all right.
Good.
So
So what this week should be posted along with the race schedule. What did we say about 8 o'clock? You'll start seeing posts put out there on Facebook.
correct. Yep.
Um,
On Facebook. And I believe it's going to
also,
be on, website. So
the website will actually have a banquet tab, if I remember correctly, that Zach's created. We can go out there and either register for the banquet online, like we would do a race, or there is also a link to a form that we can fill it out and send it to Tracy as well.
correct. Man, I'll tell you what, though, talking about that kind of stuff.
Fill it out and send it to Tracy.
Hold on. Didn't want that going.
Don't want to hear myself on my own.
Right? Situation where I forget what I was going to tell you. Oh, was Zach and Sabrina. But having those tabs, you know, when you say there'll be a tab out there, it seems like such an easy thing, but it's still hard for me to actually believe that it's that easy to sign up for everything now compared to over the years how it's been and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, this year you always ask me to, you know, to time you, you know, and at registration, you know, and I hated to do that, but you know, I wanted to help you and you were asking me to do it, but I was proud of you guys every time because every time I did that, it was less than 30 seconds when somebody actually came up and handed you the stuff to register, you know, and that was really cool. So now to be able to do that again, it's the first time ever, you know, with his help that we can actually register right there on the website now for it is amazing, you know, so appreciate that, Zach.
So a couple
8 o'clock.
questions. I did say 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, Facebook, you'll start seeing posts about the banquet and the upcoming race schedule.
Yep. They both should be up there. I know.
I got another question popped up here. Asking where it was going to be at. Mark George, late to the party. It is going to be at Lakeside Casino.
In Osceola. So the nice part about that is we've seen, you know, last couple, was it 2 years ago where we had the issues of getting there because it's back roads to get to Honey Creeks, you know, kind of the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
With the storms and stuff, it's literally right off the interstate. You know, if you've been to Osceola, you couldn't have missed it. You know, if you went to half the people that probably went to Weldon or went to Murray has probably driven right by it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very easy to find, obviously, but yeah, it should be a really good place. Adults can have fun. The kids can have fun. We're excited for it. And I think, Chris, didn't you mention earlier that you are going to be the MC this year? So everybody will have to listen to me yak.
Well, you try to get me to agree to it. We'll think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll be good. You do a good job.
Oh.
So yeah, so the banquet, you know, having some things are going to change, I guess. I like how we've done this the last couple of years of splitting them up, you know, at the kids and the adults, you know, getting a little, so you're not sitting down there for 4 hours or something, you know, little break in between. So that'll be really nice. But then also it's going to be the first time we're doing the kind of like a karaoke, DJ, dance type thing afterwards. We'll clear everything aside, and they said we can have it till 11 o'clock that night. So should be different and fun, give everybody a little something to do. There's no doubt in my mind that, we'll see Big Joe Moeller out there on the dance floor. I can just see him in his robe getting down, so.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And he's the HR guy. What are we going to do?
I don't know. HR might change. Yeah.
I'm excited to see everybody. Kind of our winter break before the hustle, right? I'm going to change subject on you.
Exactly.
So we got through the banquet. Let's kind of talk about some of the other things. We threw them out there. On my list here, I've got ATV committee. So we have our 5 committee members. We did throw it out there. Anybody interested in joining committee? I really haven't heard anything. Have you?
Nope, I haven't heard anything. So I haven't heard anything as far as anybody else wanting on, and I did not do what I told you I'd do, and that was get a hold of everybody about what's on there right now. I don't think there's an issue. I think I'm guessing everybody would stay on, but we definitely want to give it an opportunity for people, any others that would like to be on it. We really didn't have too much. We had something right out of the gate this year, and then outside of that, we did have a couple issues that came up, and people I think felt a little bit more comfortable contacting the committee, and then the committee got a hold about me on a couple things, and it was handled immediately. So I think it's a good thing. Just gives everybody just another option, to get to us and talk and and stuff. So I think it worked out really well. They did a great job in the issues that we did have. I think it was actually a pretty clean year. I don't think we had too many issues at all.
Yeah. That was one of the things, one of the hot topics we kind of left off with. The other is the questionnaire. So you kind of touched on the registration process and how quick it is, and I think everybody's experienced that. Maybe I even got some that acknowledged how registration is for us compared to what it was at the Ironman. 2.5 hour wait. I heard from several people, and ours is 30 seconds or so, 30 seconds to a minute. So just wanted to warn everybody, I'm going to try to have that questionnaire done by our podcast next week. So we can go live, and it will go down at the banquet. So it'll be live next week through the banquet, and then we'll shut it off so we can do what we have to do behind the scenes.
Okay, so explain I'll talk about the details of what I need, as far as the questions, but tell us why that is so important.
Well,
what does that do?
It's a couple things. It lets us update our databases with, as people change classes. We got kids that are growing and switching maybe from that 50 class to 90 class. Well, that's a whole nother database that each session that we run, it's a different database. So what we can do in the off season here, so to speak, is get everything updated so it's easier and a quicker process for everyone. Also, with that process that we started last year, we started printing everybody's entry form. So all you had to do is come up and sign and pay, and show your AMA card, and off you went.
That was so slick.
Yeah. And then we also have the option that we call it the prepay. It's register online, prepay online after you create your profile, which Zach created that. I want to say he created that September-ish, where you can create a family profile, have it already out there on the website. You don't have to fill out your information every time. Just go out there and register and pay. And we register you, and everything's taken care of.
Very nice.
So easy. We're just trying to simplify it for everyone. And in return, we do ask a couple questions. You know what the normal stuff that we've asked the last couple years. You know what brand tires do you run? And what gear do you wear? And that helps us when we go out and try to look for sponsors, or if we have a sponsor that wants to know, hey, how many people are, how many of your racers wear my product? We can go out there. We don't release who it is. We don't release personal information, but we can say, give them a percentage. 50% are running Maxxis, and 50% are running something else.
And that's the thing. I don't know if everybody actually realizes, because when we do those, when you list so it should always say what exhaust do you run, for example.
Yep.
But then it should also say if you're looking at change for 2026, so either put what you've been running and switching over to, or just put currently what you're running, make it simple. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. The reason that's so important, because there's guys, I shouldn't say guys, could be anybody, but we get stuff and it's they'll put kind of joking around with some of them and not filling them out. But the worst thing is to leave them things blank, because that is truly how we do it. It's not as easy as it used to be, because we used to take advantage of the Indianapolis Power Sports Show, and we could go talk to people in person there. It's harder when you're over the phone all the time. But for example, Chris, if we get, because after it's over, I know it's you and Trace, I think, or maybe it's just you, has spent a lot of time, calculating it, and the percentages and stuff. But when we figured up, I remember one year, this always sticks with me. We had 2 people was running GBCs. It wasn't even a 1%. You know what I mean? Is 1 or 2 people in the whole series is running GBCs when we first got with them. And so we can gauge how things going. A year after that, it was 67% of everybody that filled it out was on GBCs. And I think the highest we ever got up to was 73 or 74% was all on GBCs. So that is really cool when you can figure out, number one, what everybody's running. But then we can also turn around and go back and say, okay, this is who we need to talk to. There's no sense of talking to 20 companies that nobody's really wanting, or, you know what I mean? So we try to make phone calls. It may not work right now, but if we can share this with them and tell them this is what the riders are, and it might be 3 years from now, and they say, you know what, you guys have stayed in contact, we'd like to do something, and that's what helps us get some of these sponsors. So again, it's not as easy as it used to be, but we're definitely trying to reach out and get some for them. So please fill those out.
Yeah. And I'm just rambling off the top of my head, kind of some of the other things we were talking about. Rules. I kind of touched base on this just yesterday. We were talking. Yep. It's been quiet. No rule changes, I think, for 2026. Well, I don't want to say none, because we are still, I think we're going to change the 90 stock. So there will be a change.
Yeah, we know that we have to. I mean, that's a great problem that we got there. A good problem to have, but we've got to, I'm committed to it, adding at least 1 class, but we can't do it and have 5 people in it, or it doesn't make sense. We're trying to work it out right. And I don't know, Chris, you and I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but is there a way that we could, outside of them registering for the first race, allow people to either message us or somehow try to find out what classes they're actually going to be in?
All I can say to help us out quickly is fill out the questionnaire once it's released next podcast, which you and I will be on the podcast next Tuesday. So we're going to do a what do we call it? A Thanksgiving edition of the podcast. So we'll have that released. So as soon as they can get out there and start filling out the questionnaires, we'll figure it out and we can get that data gathered.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, it's the reason, it's not that we're trying to get someone to sign up, but we truly need to know the ages of the kids, because you know how it is, Chris. You'll get 5 people that say, I'm a race this year, but you never see them. You know, it's easy to say that in December, you know. But anyway, if we can find out, that allows us that age change. You know, like with this year, we were what, 8 and 9, and then Tendo at 14 or something. You know, we had 2 different.
And when we looked at it, when I looked at it based off the questionnaire data last year, it looked like we're still on point. You know, it wasn't going to be as, you know, as the numbers weren't there, right? And that's because we had a lot of new kids come and start with the series. So it's really a guessing game, but we try our best. And to help us out would be to fill out that questionnaire as soon as possible.
But, you know, it did work out pretty good because they were pretty darn close on, you know, most of the time, what, 5 to 6 kids difference, you know.
Yep.
I think so. It might be, you know, that I was looking at all different angles. I've talked to some people about this. It might be a thing where we split it up to another age group, you know. I just don't know, but we can't do that if we don't know who's going to be in those, you know. That's the other thing too, is we won't be advertising who's going to be in there, but it's just for us to know so we can base it either off of class or not the age. I mean, for the classes, if we split up to 3. The other thing too, Chris, is getting this done instead of waiting until the banquet like what we used to do. We ran into issues with people getting their graphics and stuff and their plates made and stuff. So as soon as we can get this done, and that's the other thing, I don't know if you had a chance to look at that yet, Chris, but I know you've been awful busy, but just so everybody knows, I mean, we're at, what's today's date? Like the 16th or something? 18th of November. So we're telling you right now, there will be, we will be changing, you know. Yes.
The old 90 stock will change plate colors for sure. We'll keep the young the same, but we'll switch up the 90 stock old for sure.
Gotcha. So don't be ordering graphics until we get that out there yet, or at least so you know your correct background. But we're currently working on that. We'll get that done. We need it for our side of things, you know, is just as important. So we will try to get this done just as soon as possible. If anybody has any suggestions on that, feel free. The best way I'd say that is to text me on that. Let me just, before I start getting a bunch of texts, let me be very clear on a couple of these, Chris. We will not be doing like an A, B, and C, you know. We're not going to rate or derate or however you want to say it with the kids, you know, putting them on a skill level. That's for the adults, you know, it's fun for the kids is what we still want it to be, you know. So we will not be doing like an ABC or a pro and such. It'll be, you know, an age group, you know, or something. We're just not sure yet how to do it. But so, yeah, we're always open to suggestions. It may not even be what we use this year, but it might get changed to it next year. We try to, you know, take note of all these suggestions and go from there. So, but I think we got some work to do. That's a tough one. I know we're spending a lot of time on it right now, but you're talking 60 kids, you know, between the two. And I know of probably at least a handful that's already told me, you know, it's like a brother, sister, or a friend, or just somebody new altogether is coming in for next year. So there's a lot going on with that class. So, but yeah, that's one of the biggest ones. I haven't heard of anything for adults. This is a pretty darn good year. Not very much drama at all. I think the classes are actually setting pretty good, even throughout the year. I never really heard much about it, so I think we're setting pretty darn good there. So
Mhm.
I think it's just that even all the first, or I'm sorry, it'd be the second session with the minis. I think we're pretty good there too. We've had some high counts, but they average out to be about right. So I think it's just that first session with all the 90s, where we really got to focus on getting it fixed. So
Right. Yep. I got pink plate colors already picked out here too. So,
okay,
yeah, we'll figure that out and get it out as soon as possible. And that's where I was kind of heading with rule changes. That's nothing as far as the rules, but we will get some number. The plate background colors will change for those two classes.
yeah,
And I think that was it as far as kind of what we've talked about previously that we kind of needed to go over before we get to 2026 schedule.
yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah. The only thing I was gonna say is with the silent auction this year, um, we have some stuff like communications and stuff that's gonna get updated big time this year. Um, so we're doing a thing, kind of fundraising for the series, to be honest with you. But we obviously have a goal to get what we need to get done. We're trying to do that without, raising prices and stuff like that. So the silent auction could be a huge help for that. And we're just really thankful that we don't have that something really pressing this year, as far as what we've had in the past and had to do these. So anybody that would like to donate anything, please let me know. It's amazing. It's fun. There's times where we never used to do this when we didn't have a situation or, somebody needed help. And then every time you've seen it, Chris, that we say, oh, we're not doing it. So many people like, oh, well, that's fun. Let's do it, such and such. So we are going to go ahead and do it. I know I've already talked to a couple companies that are going to be donating some stuff for it that we haven't seen kind of some of that stuff before. So I'm excited about that. But if you have somebody, if you have a sponsor, you have a shop or, anybody, what's the good stuff that we had last year, all the baked goods, our lemon bars, stuff like that. It goes really well in those silent auctions. So definitely appreciate, anybody that takes the time to bake or build or, pick up a donation to be put in there. So can't thank them enough in advance. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much does it for the banquet. I guess all we can say is please get there so we can get started on time. Outside of that, the only thing I
So
can
be
do
on like scoring time, not Kiner time, is what you're trying to say.
no, I said not be late. Not be late. You misunderstood me again, Chris. No.
Yeah.
But I would say this though is I am keeping my room number quiet this year. So nobody will know what room we're in. And I would still highly advise getting Tyrell a couple drinks. Because remember, Tyrell is the one, and a lot of people may still not know that, has been the one that's donated the money for the whole shot challenge at the end of the year. And I think that always comes from him having enough drinks in him at the banquet. So we got to remember that. So everybody's got to pitch in this year. It can't just be on my tab. He got me good last year. So
yeah,
but
it was due.
Yeah, I probably deserved it. So, but no, it should be a lot of fun. I think that the location, everything's going to be centralized enough, right on the interstate. I'm looking forward to it. So, question is are you driving the Prius?
I don't have a Prius, so I won't be driving one.
Well, we'll still find it. Well, maybe we can come up with some more wanted signs for you to find it. I didn't realize you hadn't found it yet. I'm sorry, Chris.
Well, your room number might be released then. I'll hold you hostage for it.
All right. You know what? I think it's time to get this schedule out there.
137 days
To the
till
first race.
2026 starts.
Wow. It doesn't seem like that many.
Oh, it's going to fly by.
It will. Give me a busy winter, it'll fly by. To me, it's always hard to get to the banquet.
Yeah.
You know, you're always dying to see everybody at the banquet, you know. And then it seems like from the banquet to the race day goes by pretty quick, you know. But
I know the nerves start building up. Yeah. It's fun.
yeah.
So April 1st, round one. Where's it going to be? What?
Before we move on, sorry, on the banquet, always getting these questions, Chris, about I didn't realize I was getting an award, or didn't realize I was getting recognized, you know. So you correct me wrong. You and Trace probably know a lot more about this than I do when it comes to all the placements and stuff, but it's if you got to be in the top 10, correct?
Top 10 or qualify. Doesn't mean if you're in top 10 for every class, doesn't mean that you automatically get an award. So Correct. If everybody were to look at the points off the website, if their name is highlighted in green, they qualify for an award, because there are other stipulations, like they have to race 4 races. So if the class is small, you only race 2 races, and you still show up in top 10 points, you still don't earn an award.
Gotcha. Okay. And then don't hold me to this, but I don't know if you had the conversation with Trace or not. We had so many kids this year. I thought we were going beyond beyond 10, or maybe it was like the top 15 or something like that.
That's a Tracy question.
Okay.
I will defer to her.
So I will clear that up and make sure everybody knows it at least next week, if nothing else. But I thought we were recognizing more than just top 10 on the youth, because there was so many in some of them classes. So,
okay.
So yeah, I think that's it.
Do I have your approval to move on?
Let's move on. Turn the page.
Everybody's anxious. Come on, and let's just reiterate this. It's going to be released within 11 minutes or so. It's a tentative schedule. There's some things we're still waiting on, right? So we'll go through this and we'll clarify once we get to that.
Yeah, I would say for about 90% of it is locked down.
Yep.
But we just have, really, I guess we're just down to one that we'll have a question on, and that's not even that big of a deal. So I think
not that big of a deal, but
yeah,
just want to throw that out there.
Yep.
So round one. Ahead. Round one, April 4th, Trenton, Missouri. So we are starting a week earlier, like you indicated, than normal. If we do have some weather, the property gets a little too wet, right? That we can't get in there. We have a rain date of April 25th.
Yep.
So nice track. It's always it's a good place to kick off the race season.
Yeah, the furthest south track that we have. So, you know, it's kind of crazy though. That one should almost be at the end, because it's quite honestly, it's kind of kicks your butt first thing out of the gate. You know, it's a tough track. So, but yep, Trenton's back on there. We're glad to see that. I want to thank Mike and them guys for allowing us to come back.
Yep. Round 2, May 9th. We'll make a return back to Corydon, Iowa.
Second year there, great course. Yeah, it should be a good one.
Round 3, June 13th or June 20th, Still waiting on a date to be finalized, but it'll be one of those 2 weekends. By the banquet, we will have that final decision made.
By the banquet.
By the banquet, yep.
Yeah. If we get it before, though, we'll definitely, I don't hold, I know some people got to get their times in. We'll get it as soon as we can, but the latest would be the banquet.
Yeah, and we're going to return, which is a little earlier in the year. Well, we'll be going to Mount Pleasant, right? Mount Pleasant's generally been our July race.
Yep. We've been there. Memorial weekend is about the earliest we've ever been there. I still remember almost watching the porta pots float out. So I think the last time that we were there on Memorial weekend. But yeah, we've been all over the place there. I think we've even been in September before, but we had something special going on this year, and definitely got to thank Danny and Sylvia. They really worked with us this year, moving it up just a little bit so that we could get some stuff worked in there. So appreciate it. That's always one of my favorite tracks, period. So,
and also just to mention that is a bonus point race, which for 2026, round 4, July 18th, we will be making a return to Cahokia, Missouri.
I think we continue to do that later in the hotter months.
Yeah.
Keep the water down. So, yeah, but that should be another good one. We've been there twice. We've had different starting areas both times. Last year, I thought worked out really well changing that. It was kind of different for everybody. But yeah, I'm excited to get back there. Cahokia is always fun. Just don't need the rain this year.
Yep. And Cahokia, back-to-back races. So round 3 and 4 are both bonus point races.
Yep.
This year. All right, round 5, August 1st. Tell us about this one.
So this is a brand new track. One of our racers really helped us out get into this one. We're super excited about this race. There is not much details is going to be released tonight, unfortunately. But we will be going to Canesville, Missouri. So just to put this in perspective, hopefully I get my location right here, my miles, but I want to say that we're about 30 miles north of the Trenton track. The hotels for this one, which there will be a lot of hotel rooms taken for this one, I promise you, when all the details come out. The closest ones would be Bethany, would be Trenton, and Lamoni, I believe was. Yeah, Lamoni, put in perspective, Chris, is when I went down, I was there a lot quicker than I thought I would be, Lamoni, I think, if I remember right, is like 18 miles or something like that from the track. Bethany is like 20 miles maybe from the track. Trenton is like I said, about 20, I think it was like 20 or 25 minutes to Trenton, if I remember right. So not too bad, but very small town. We're just working on some cool stuff for this race that I got to be honest with you, Chris, I have not been excited for a single race as I am this one.
I'll be excited if it goes off well.
Yeah.
We're putting a lot of effort into this race. It's one to put on the calendar. Don't miss it. And it could have some benefits of not missing the first 4 rounds based off of maybe how we're going to do the start, if I can say that, Andy, without getting in too much trouble.
You're getting close.
I know. We're working on something special, but it'll pay to be at the first 4 rounds if all the testing goes right in the next couple months that I'm doing. It'll be a nice refresh to the series.
And then, believe it or not, Chris, I have some stuff that I'm not even telling you.
Thanks.
That you don't even know on some of this stuff that's going on with that race.
Yeah.
And I can promise you, if I can nail down that stuff, it will be one of the single biggest races we've ever done.
Yep.
And I'm just so excited for this place. It's hard for me, as anybody knows me, to keep something in like this, you know. But yeah, so we just got a lot going on. And we'll know more about it within the next couple weeks. But we will release all the details for this race at the banquet. So all the dates are going to be there. So you know the dates. You just won't know the actual details. But I can promise you, you will circle that date, August 1st. You will want to be there for sure. So,
yep.
And if you're a racer, if you've ever raced ATVs and you're from the state of Missouri, it'll be I can't miss this race type situation. Anywhere else, it's just going to be fun, but there should be so much pride factor in all the Missourians for this race to make sure that they're there. So, like I said, just a ton of stuff going on. It almost makes me dizzy with everything going on with this race. So, looking forward to it. It's definitely, I would consider, probably going to be my highlight of the summer. I promise you. So,
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, round 6, September 12th, Weldon, Iowa.
Back to Weldon. Always is a great race there. This will be our 3rd year there. The Bears, we can't thank them enough. You know, they always work really well with us, and look forward to getting back there. You know, it's funny on that race, Chris, because we were definitely scared about not having the pits right close to the race. You know, they didn't go through there. And that's just another one of those things that, it created a different view on stuff. And it's just such a neat race because of that now, you know, the way people have fun in that whole pit area. And it's, just a lot of fun.
Yeah, bring your easy up and be close to your neighbor, right?
Yep.
Round 7, October 10th. We finish up as years past back at Murray.
I can't think of any place that's like better prepared, better, you know, just a great facility to end the year off with. We just great landowners. Can't thank them enough. Just a lot of fun. So,
Yep, and always ended with that potluck the night of.
Yep.
So we have some other races. You know, we've got the state fair in there as well. That would be, if I remember right, isn't it?
15th.
August 15th is the state fair race.
We haven't got the green light. I'm sure it will, but we haven't got that green light yet. You know, that's been approved, but I'm sure, imagine that won't be an issue, you know. So, yeah. Then we got one other race that not on the schedule. Chris is like, what are we talking about?
What?
That's still kind of in the planning. Not sure if we're still going to do it, but it'd definitely be probably towards the end of the year to have fun with that one, but we'll see. But that's all the points races. And like I said, the state fair, like you said, it should be the 15th of August. So yeah, state fair is a little late this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was nice to be able to get this out early. I know we've got several people that have to put their stuff in, way early. So it's nice to be able to get it out there. I feel outside of that one date, and that's not a big deal. I mean, if you got to put your schedule in early, put them both in, and you can pull one out, when we announce it. But at least everybody kind of knows where it's at now. So where we're going dates wise, and yeah, I'm glad we could get it out early before Thanksgiving. This has got to be one of the earliest ones we've ever done.
So I'm just throwing that out there. So I've got in the comments, Jeremy Turner asked for quick rundown. This is what I have. Not the good graphics will be posted here shortly by Sabrina. Did a heck of a job throwing the flyers all together for the series. So just throw that out there real quick. You guys can look at it, take a picture of it. But it should be released very shortly on Facebook. So
yeah. Like I said, we still have 2 to 3 more tracks to actually go look at. So there's a lot going on. So, but now we know the banquet, and now we know when we're going to be racing next year. So that checks off a couple of them that we had to get out there.
Well, that's good. I mean, working behind the scenes, it takes time to get things going, but gosh, still a lot of work behind the scenes that we need to work through, especially for that round 5. Oh man, it's gonna be something special.
I think you included. I'm pushing everybody to the limit on that one.
Yeah,
I mean everybody. The scoring, the track, the guys, the girls, everything. It's gonna, it'll be a special race. So, and then we get the kids class figured out, and we should be pretty rock solid on just about everything else. Once again, if there's a rule out there that needs clarified, I cannot remember what it was. When I looked through the rules, maybe I can remember, but there was something, I think it was kind of in there twice, was brought up. And I think I remember, it's almost like they almost countered it, or one said you didn't, but the next said you did, but it was under a different circumstance. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, if you've looked at the rules, something came up this year, you've got a question on it, feel free to, text me, let me know, or something you just like us to look at. Yeah. So.
Yeah, otherwise we'll get those updated, get everything switched over to 2026. Also, the Adult 90 miniseries, although that we've enjoyed that the last couple of years, I think moving forward to 2026, that decision is to move away from that. Just we didn't get enough participation, so we'll get those rules removed. And Zach's thrown out there. If I refresh my screens here, they are out there.
So you just go to is that on the website now, correct?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Zach. Appreciate that. So I see one of those questions there, Chris, not jumping ahead of you, but Dylan Howard had put out there about stock 90 first year ? That's exactly like one of the things that we've talked about is doing a first year, but the problem is it doesn't help us where we're at right now. Meaning that, if you just come in now, we've still got roughly 60 kids, that are still in that situation that we want to narrow it down to get the classes down a little bit smaller. So we're definitely looking at all angles, but just not sure where we're going yet. So So just to clarify, Chris, the banquet stuff is on the website right now, and so is the schedule, I believe, correct?
Let's just show everybody. So just go out to the home page. Zach's telling me to refresh real quick. Let me refresh. So how I saw it, Zach can correct me if I'm wrong, but the very bottom is events. And this actually goes through everything. Look, all the race dates are all out here, race schedule. It's all here. And then if we go under schedule, there is a new banquet tab. So if you're under the banquet tab out here, 2025 celebration is Saturday, January 31st, Lakeside Casino. I see that question out there. Osceola, Iowa. Talks about all the events, location. Here's the pricing. Here's how we can pay. Payment options. If you got questions, call the good kiner, Tracy. And then also spot where you can register and pay online. Awesome job, Zach.
Yeah.
So cool. The 26 season, 25 season stuff has all disappeared as we look forward to 2026. So under schedules, both tabs that go out there and look at that.
Nice. And we'll get stuff filled in as we get sponsors sewn up for each races. Obviously very critical to be able to do that. And that's getting to be the tough part. Of some of these tracks are getting kind of what I call out of my territory. And we just don't have a lot of connections in there. So that's something that we're really going to have to start looking at when we're getting these new tracks, is if we can sew up a sponsor around there. So we're definitely working on all that stuff, and we'll get things updated just as soon as we get them. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. Really looking forward. So.
Okay. Yeah, buddy. It's good to be back. I know I've been busy, but yeah, it's nice to talk about the series.
I can't wait till we see our new shirts every race. And round 5 is Chicago race.
No, we're in Canesville, Missouri. Chicago race. Oh, are we thinking on asphalt? Maybe. We'll figure that out.
Yep. So
I'm super excited for it.
Yep. So what was you wanting to ask people for some stories or something for next week's, was it?
I was just throwing it around, so we might dabble into maybe a different version of a podcast where we kind of go into just what we're thankful for, and anybody can come on and open it up. Look at this festive. What's bugging in? What's Andy thankful for is what we can call it.
Ooh, I'm really going to have to think about that, aren't I?
No more even though, the best part of the podcast is what's bugging Andy. I mean, I can leave that up here for you. Anything bugging you before we move on? I know that we're thankful, and we'll have that podcast going next week. Everything works out, we can kind of turn it into a webinar where people can join. Hey, let's just celebrate season and just wing it, as you like to say the last couple days. We'll just wing it.
Just like the bugging thing, right? I haven't thought about this at all, so I'm gonna wing it right quick. Okay?
Wing it.
2 things I'm gonna throw in this time. One, it should be the very thankful, not for the what's bugging Andy. It should be, I'll do that as a thankful, and then I'll have one that's bugging Andy. Okay. Number one, I want to thank the GNCC for putting their schedule out so early. But what's bugging Andy is the fact that why in the world would we mess with the Ironman? I don't know if you've seen that, Chris, but it's no longer the last race of the year. They have changed it. And I've just never, in all the years of racing, even before our series, 25, 26, I don't know how long it's been, the last race, and they built it up to such a thing. And 2 years ago, I'll be honest, with all the pit riding and all the side-by-sides, I didn't know if I'd ever go back. It didn't appease me. But this year being there, Chris, it was so well organized. I just thought maybe they took. I couldn't figure out why they would take out the concerts. So that was a big deal. But once again, it's easy for us to look and it's not the same as our series or any other series. They've got so much stuff going on, and I give them all the credit in the world and the vision to be able to see it. I think by taking out those concerts really quieted stuff down more than likely. Now I'd left a little early, but I'm guessing that really probably helped quiet things down for the bike riders and everybody that night. So, So that really just blows me away that the Ironman is no longer going out there to see the championship. And I think you'll still get close, if not the same attendance, but just to not have it a championship weekend, I don't get it, but we don't have to. We just got to go to have fun, and it's their business. So let them do it. But that was definitely bugging me when I seen it. Like, that can't be right, but it is. So, Chris, let me tell you what I'm thankful for. Something was really, really bugging me Sunday. Okay, really bugging me. I mean, like, I was almost in tears. I was throwing stuff in my little man cave.
Hold on, you just said little man cave.
Yeah, but then I was very, very thankful at the end because I feel bad because right now I'm at a loss of names, but one of our racers, I can't think of his name right now, and I apologize, but we made a bet. And I still remember we made this bet down at the Corden race because he was wearing a Viking shirt or something. And I said, if you want to get faster, you got to start wearing a Bears shirt. Well, one thing led to the next. I don't know if he got me or I got him, but we were betting, and we made a bet that let me tell you, I couldn't remember what the bet was. So I appreciate him being honest with me because I thought it was who won the first race, or not race, but I thought it was whoever beat who. And then he said, no, it was if the Vikings beat my Bears twice, so the one team had to win both, we had to sweep, then I would have to wear a Vikings jersey at one of the races, or he would have to wear a Bears jersey at one of the races. And I was so scared right down to the last minute of the game Sunday that I was going to be wearing purple. And no offense to those people that are Vikings fans, but I've been a Bears fan my whole life, so that wouldn't work out. And I was very thankful when we came back to win that one. So that was like my Super Bowl. So, yeah. But anyway, so
I guess we all need a Super Bowl week 11.
I don't think I have to worry about that. So,
oh, really? That's what bugging Andy. All right.
So next week we're gonna do what we're thankful for.
What's Andy thankful for? I mean, it's kind of an off season. We really don't have any topics. We can just come on and just chit chat. And
Yeah.
And
Be
go from
cool to
there.
get some more people on here and just tell us what they're thankful for. I like that idea, Chris. So
Yeah.
heck yeah.
So
I
yeah,
just seen
lots.
Dylan's message, and don't put that up there. Don't let anybody see that. If you can take out the first part, but no, Dylan,
Um,
it is not going to rain us out again at Cahokia. It's
no.
just not gonna happen. But it is nice that he would offer that though. So
Yep.
cool.
What else you got, buddy? Before we let everybody go.
For tonight, I think that's about it. I think we're set pretty good. I'm a lot of weight off my chest right now with having that schedule out there. We were definitely worried about the banquet when all that stuff started happening. So I feel like we're ahead of the game right now. And with the stuff that we're working on, we definitely can't take the foot off the pedal. That's for sure. So
no, I think we got to put a little bit more foot in the pedal, because that 137 days are going to come quick.
The one thing that I will tease and tell you is I got a lot of work to do before the banquet in order to release all these details. And I would say that people will 100% be blown away, I think, by what's going to happen, what's going to be revealed at the banquet. And it's just, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we got a lot of work to do, and I look forward to getting it done.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We will catch you next Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Sounds
See you
good.
later.
Thanks.